This video is going to show you some exercise rehab progressions for patients following an Achilles tendon rupture. The video will cover precautions that need to be considered at this stage, progressive strengthening exercises, and importantly the criteria for progression onto the next stage of the rehab. So firstly, the precautions we need to follow are no intense stretching of calf muscles, avoiding the extreme end of range, no high intensity activity like running or jumping at this stage. The patient will start weaning out of a boot at this point, transitioning onto crutches to promote normal walking pattern. The patient may be given a heel wedge at this point when transitioning from the boot to supportive trainers. So in terms of strengthening exercises, we're going to work on progressing our calf raises. So when starting these exercises for the first time, the patient may be suffering from weakness in the calf muscles. So you can see here, I'm putting a lot of weight through my hands onto the chair, which offloads the weight on the Achilles tendon as I do a calf raise. As the strength increases, you can wean off to just fingertips, then onto one finger. Once comfortable with performing calf raises off the floor with just fingertip support, and it starts to feel quite easy, the patient can move on to calf raises on the edge of a step, which keep tension on the calf muscles and the tendon throughout the exercise. When first performing the exercise, getting confident to in line with the step will be enough. However, as the weeks go by, it's encouraged to slowly perform calf raises beyond the step, so we're getting flexibility back in the tendon. It will vary patient to patient how quickly they progress, but it will be certainly one thing you don't want to rush. As strength increases, we can start to use either a dumbbell or a backpack with some books in it to start increasing the weight onto the calf raises. The patient can also commence some seated weighted calf raises to target the soleus muscle, as long as it can be tolerated, with emphasis on gaining as much height as possible in a slow and controlled manner. Using the same concept as the calf raises, we can start doing single leg balance exercises, first getting used to whole hand support, then fingertip support, and eventually being able to freely balance on one leg for a sustained period of time. Additionally, calf stretches just gently can be done at this stage. We need to be careful not to do any end of range stretching, as you can see from this picture here. The tendon is still very vulnerable and susceptible to re-rupture at this stage, so it is important that we don't overdo it. We can progressively increase the stretch, however we want to do it slowly and over a course of a few weeks, rather than first time trying the stretch that we try and take it to the end of the muscle length. And then we have the bent knee stretch, which will target a different portion of the calf muscle. So in terms of markers for progression onto the next stage of the rehab, we want the patient to be able to balance on one leg without any support and be nice and stable during this exercise. A normal walking pattern using no mobility aids such as crutches. And we want full range of motion with double leg calf raises, working through range into fatigue. Most importantly, we want patients also to have the confidence to feel like they can progress. The progressions for the next stage will be put into the Achilles Rupture playlist, so take a look in there for the future progressions.